You wouldn't expect anything less from China. For them, this is not a crime. It's a bad headline, especially in the middle of the Winter Olympics. So they lied about the chained woman, arrested people who tried to help her, and brushed this story under the carpet. Now, normally, such a strategy works. The state media successfully kills an anti-China story, but this time it did not work. The video grew bigger on social media, and finally China had to admit the truth. The chained woman is indeed a victim of trafficking. She does have 8 children. She was married once, but in 1996 she was diagnosed with a mental illness. She was sent to Jiangsu for treatment. Instead, she became a victim of trafficking. And this story reveals the nexus of 3 crimes: China's harassment of the mentally ill, their blind eye to trafficking, and the inhuman treatment of women. Put together, it's a massive crime syndicate. I can show you the chronology. For decades, China followed the one-child policy. Most families preferred boys over girls. The result was this: a massive gender imbalance, more men than women in the Chinese society. So what did families do? They bought girls for marriage. Reports say as young as 14. These girls were raised in the same family as brides for their son. How big is this problem? Well, this being China, it's hard to say. Their courts and police are not exactly transparent. But we do have some conservative estimates. Reports say 20,000 trafficking cases were reported in 2012. In 2019, 4,500 cases were filed. Again, these are conservative estimates. Chances are the real numbers are much higher. Does the Chinese regime have a plan to solve it? In fact, here's a better question. Do they want to solve it? China's criminal code was written in 1979. Here's what it says on trafficking. If you sell a woman or child, you could get 5 years in jail or even death. But if you buy a woman or child, no punishment. It was amended in 1997. Buyers could now be punished with 3 years in jail. But even then, there was a catch. If the victim was not abused, no punishment. A second amendment was introduced in 2015. The no abuse clause was changed. Today, even if the victim is not abused, you will be punished. But your jail time will be less. And these amendments, frankly, are toothless. There cannot be an excuse for trafficking women. The presence or absence of abuse should not affect the judgment. But then again, we are talking about China. They silenced a world-famous tennis player. They made her disappear for weeks. What chance do ordinary Chinese women stand? Global agencies must take note of this trafficking ring. Who knows how many Chinese women are suffering? How many victims have been silenced? And none of this can happen without the state's tacit support. Just think about it. We're talking about a regime that decides how many children you can have, what you can say on the internet, what video games you can play. How hard could it be for them to crack down on trafficking if they wanted to?